Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, and I thought I'd do a bit of a hobby painting desk model update. I'm conscious I haven't been posting much material in recent weeks. I've been very busy in personal life side of things, work, etc. Short breakaway, things like that, but I thought it'd be good just to update you on some of the things that have been going on, some of the things I've had coming in, plans, things on the desk, etc. I thought I'd start a little bit left field with a programme that's just coming to a head on BBC One. It's just finished, I think, which was the drama around the Norman Conquest, 1066. On BBC with my thoughts. It got a lot of bad press because there are a number of factors: historical accuracy, some of the representation of Anglo-Saxon troops, etc., etc. However, it was watchable. If you took it in the spirit it was intended, it was interesting. Totally agree, it was not historically accurate in lots of regards, although there was some interesting elements in there. But overall I quite enjoyed it, although at times it was a little bit heavy going, particularly in the early days. But it got me to at least get my small 6mm Bacchus Viking force on the painting table. They're undercoated, ready to go. These will complement my Normans and Anglo-Saxons, the armies I've got for both of them already painted up for Hastings. This will therefore allow me to play Fulford, Stamford Bridge, etc., and do the whole campaign. So this is the Raven, trying to think of the name of the game now. It was the LWTV medieval game that came out. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but this army was based loosely on that. So looking forward to getting those completed. That will really fulfill my whole Norman Conquest requirements. So that's been one of the things on the table. My trusted friends at Warbases have sent me another order this week with more rub box inserts, my wooden tray, MDF trays that I like to be in my really useful 4-litre boxes and 9-litre boxes. These ones will allow me to complete my 28mm Greeks, because I've got some sort of based up or nearly based up that need to go in the box, and I needed one extra deep tray for that, and also to cater for my Vikings when they're painted. And I've been having a general kind of tidy up, reorganisation of my boxes. Unfortunately I've had to order some more boxes because as always I haven't got enough storage solutions to cater for the figures and armies that I've got. I know it's a problem we all have as wargamers. Other things that have come in, my friends at, again, Naval and Military Press, company I used years and years ago, quite frequently when I was first sort of buying books, building up my collection. I haven't used them for a long time, but then recently this year I spotted a couple of books that I wanted and started buying again. And I've just bought some more books for them for research purposes, of course. The one that really drove me to put in an order was this one here, Walking Waterloo, a Guide by Charles J. Esdale. I've listened to Charles on a few different podcasts, very informed on this period. How many books can you have on Waterloo? I know, I've got loads. But this is generally for additional research. I can't say too much more, but it is for additional research for a little project I have ongoing. So looking forward to getting in and having a look at that one. Couple of other ones. This one here from Pen and Sword, Cromwell against the Scots, the last Anglo-Scottish War, 1650 to 52. This covers the Battle of Dunbar, which I'm quite interested in. I was up in Durham last weekend, and there was a lot of talk about that battle and Oliver Cromwell, and it struck a chord. And as always, when anything strikes a chord, I want to find out more. So again, for research purposes, this looks a really interesting book. This is by John D. Granger, revised edition. So I purchased that one as well. Looking forward to giving that a read. I've got quite a lot of English Civil War 6mm figures anyway. Mainly a Royalist Montrose army and a Royalist army, but maybe some Covenanter sort of Scots, maybe something I'll be quite interested in. Another period I'm very interested in is Renaissance galley warfare, and I've got some tumbling dice galleys that I really want to get painted up for a long-standing project to potentially put on the Battle of Lepanto 1571. I've got a book on this already, but I've read a few things from Nick Fields. I like him, he's a good author. When I saw this book, again, for research purposes, maybe in the longer term, that was one I felt I needed to have on my shelf. And finally, one completely left field, just because I'm generally kind of intrigued, interested. This hardback book by Casemate Publishers, so you always know they're going to be good quality. The Final Archives of the Führerbunker, Berlin in 1945, the Chancellery and the Last Days of Hitler. So this is more about photographs, just again, not something specifically that I would get involved wargaming for obvious reasons, but I'm interested in the history of Berlin, and having just read Berlin, the book by, now I can't remember the author's name, very well known author, has done Berlin, Stalingrad, Anthony Beevor, I believe, which was a really good book. I felt I just wanted to do a little bit more reading on that. So that's a few things I've had turning up, alongside some more kraut cover basing material, some more bases, and unfortunately, due to watching too many YouTube videos and an interest of mine to get a game of Volley and Bayonet on the table, and trying to find some instructional videos on how to play the game, which actually to date I haven't found any. I've found some videos about it, people who are playing games, but no one who's actually talking you through how you play the game. If anyone knows of any videos out there or has any links, please let me know, because I'd really be keen to watch those. But this game came up, and this is linked to the revised edition of Volley and Bayonet, the Road to Glory series. I bought this, I think it's on print on demand from Lulu. This is scenarios for the Battles of the War of Spanish Succession, by Adrian Powell and John S. Harding, and I am very impressed with this. I know my brother and myself have all the 6mm forces for the Battle of Ramillies, a game we did donkeys years ago, probably 15-20 years ago maybe, for a show game, and we were struggling at the time, even then, to find a suitable rule set that kind of scratched the itch for us. And that's why I'm keen on Volley and Bayonet, both for American Civil War, Napoleonic, but also for the Wars of Spanish Succession, and perhaps getting these troops back on the table one day. So this particular tome really appealed to me, and it's fabulous quality. I'm very impressed. You've got multiple scenarios in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 scenarios. All the major battles of the period: Ramillies, Blenheim, the Schellenberg, Hochstadt, Speyerbach, Oudenarde, Malplaquet, etc. They're all there. And what I like at the beginning is you've got a little bit of introduction, designer's rationale notes, scale and base sizes, scenario formats, organisations of the period, some modifications to the rules, scenario specifics and weather and daylight, and then you get into the scenarios themselves. So for example, this one here is one set in Italy, full colour. It's really lovely period photographs and miniature photographs. You've got full Orbats for both sides. You've got proper maps of the tables to set up with various options. So it's a really very high quality publication. If you've got an interest in this period, the Wars of Spanish Succession, whether you play volley and bayonet or not, for me this is a must. I've been very impressed with it, and I hope there might be some more of these on the horizon because they look really, really good. So I want to keep your eyes open for. Today, purely by chance, I went in a local charity shop and I picked up this little game here. It's an old-fashioned Viking Anglo-Saxon game. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it. Hefadfal, something like that. It's a game of strategy. I've seen it in a number of places, including in Sutton Hoo, where this one came from. I picked this up for the massive price of £2.50. It's a little game, a little war game, quite interesting, but a little steel maybe. So just another one to put in the collection. Wasn't any meet up this week with the guys from the club, although we have done a little bit of painting rebasing. Week before last, we had a run out of Eagles to Glory, the Grand Tactical Napoleonic game that's getting a lot of traction at the moment from Chris Wilkowski and Tim Harwood. My brother's built up some Borodino army forces in 6mm. We wanted to give these a go. It was a good opportunity. We played the basic game. Jury's out, I've got to be honest. There were some elements to this that didn't kind of make sense. I think we all agreed we would probably give it another go. I think we had too big a table for the forces concerned, and I think our division points, so the overall ratings of those divisions was too low. We'd scaled it back thinking, well, we needed a quicker game, but actually it kind of handicapped the French who were on the attack because we were playing specifically the Utitsa Polish versus Russians part of Borodino, and obviously the Poles being on attack needed to use up a lot of their points to actually activate and move, and it got to the point where they couldn't activate anymore and they still hadn't even got into contact. So that probably, to be fair, was our own fault in not sticking with the divisional points DPs that the rules suggest. The biggest issue for us was the randomness of the dice. So it doesn't use your standard D10 D6 mechanics. You're using D10s, which does give a very broad range of results, and there were a couple of occasions where you had troops that weren't really under any kind of threat. You wanted to activate and they decide to rout and run away. It just didn't feel right. It didn't necessarily feel very Napoleonic at times, but it was our first game. It was a teaching game, and we said we'd give it another go because a lot of people play it, are really enjoying it. So it may be we were doing a few things wrong. So no knock to the authors because it's a nice publication. It looks good, lots of support and scenarios. We probably just need to give it another go before I kind of report back on my feelings of the game overall. But that's Eagles to Glory. So just a quick snapshot of the table at the moment. I'm just going to bring the camera down so you can see that. I've got some Greek cavalry in basing stages here at the moment. These are ancients, obviously, like Greek cavalry. Oh dear, yes, I know my 10mm remaining Spanish for the Italian wars are still sitting on the production line. I haven't gone much further, unfortunately. I've got some 28mm Vikings here that I need to get finished as well. And then we've got the 6mm Vikings. As I said, all undercoated. These are all Bacchus. These are all on the lollipop sticks, ready to go. So, yeah, I want to get those painted up, based, and put together with the rest of my Norman Conquest troops, and hopefully, as I say, play Fulford and Stamford Bridge as well. So that's pretty much hobby time for now. I'm just going to turn that round again. Hopefully you can see me okay. Probably won't be any material for the next couple of weeks. I've got a trip planned across the border to our friends up in Scotland. I'm hoping to visit Stirling and spend some time in Stirling Castle and around the Bannockburn battlefield. Again, another battlefield I've wanted to visit for a little while, so I'm hoping to tick that one off. If I can capture some footage, I will, but certainly I'll report back on that. En route, I'm hoping to have a little trip in to the Royal Armouries in Leeds, somewhere I haven't been before, seen lots about it, so I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. So I'll be out of hobby action for a week or so in the near future, but lots going on, lots planned, hopefully bring you plenty of material in the weeks and months to come. But thanks for your ongoing support for the channel. Still getting some lovely comments from people. People still watching some of my videos from a couple of years ago and reporting, messaging, asking for help. That's great. Really love that. The more we build this community, the more we can encourage people to try new things, new blood to come into the hobby, which is what this channel is all about. So for now, have a great hobby weekend and look forward to seeing you all again very soon.